Good morning. So what I am doing today is I have this recipe that I do for, it's a darn near zero fat biscuits, and they don't take very long to make. But what I'm gonna do is actually update this particular recipe and change it into some pepperoni cheese pizza flatbread. So what I've done is I've taken a bunch of pepperoni and I've all sliced it up. And so this recipe calls for 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt, and then 1 1/4 cups of plain Greek yogurt. Heat the oven to 400, and then you're going to combine your flour, your baking soda, your salt, and your baking powder all together. I have also added parsley, basil, some garlic powder, and some black pepper. And the reason I do that is because otherwise the dough just kind of tastes like dough. Helps if I have a spatula to measure with, huh? I hate the taste of yogurt by itself. Why did I do that? Before I put the yogurt in here, I'm also going to add a handful of cheese. This is provolone and mozzarella, half a cup of cheese, and then all that pepperoni. Before we fold in the yogurt, we're gonna mix this up some dry. The next step, once we've got our dry mix good, we've got our cheese and we've got our pepperoni in there, we are gonna fold in our yogurt. So you're gonna get it in there until it's good and incorporated. Once that part is done, you're then going to, you can roll out the dough, you can do drop biscuits, you can do any sorts of thing with this. Since we are doing this as kind of a flatbread, I am going to actually roll it out. Now we're going to take a little flour. Dump everything onto the counter. You want to see my ball of dough? There we go. So here's our ball of dough we're working into a big pile. Well, our pile of dough we're working into a big ball, I guess. We've got a decent little dough ball here. I believe everything is fairly incorporated. Pizza. Sprinkle some season on there, because we don't want it sticking to our beautiful rolling pin. I want to make sure everything is the exact same width. So I love this rolling pin. Cut some edges real quick. Top is fine. Okay, so we're going to go a little thinner than we did with my first cuts on the other piece. And then we're going to cut these in half. Look at that. It's almost like I worked at a pizza place at one point. For those of you who don't know, I did. Also, the cats are in the kitchen getting stepped on because they don't know nothing about personal space. There we go. Close enough for government work. Now you can look back at my lovely face, and I'm gonna show you pizza sticks. We're gonna stick these in the oven for like 10-12 minutes-ish. We'll check that in 10 minutes. We are going to make our pizza sauce. When it comes to pizza sauce, you got a couple different options. You can buy pre-made sauce. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Usually it tastes pretty good. Just comes in a jar. You find it with the other sauces, other pasta stuff. I, however, do like to make my own pizza sauce. So I'm going to start with a can of tomato paste. This is why I have a tiny spatula. JP thinks I have a tiny spatula for him, but I have it for these stupid cans. All right, welcome back. So here's the part where we play the game called Listen to Your Ancestors. A lot of this is just going to be your personal preference. Okay, so I already have my tomato paste, plain tomato paste. We're going to start with sugar. About a tablespoon of sugar to start off with. I have onion powder. I don't know, that's like maybe half a teaspoon of onion powder. Garlic powder. You can use actual garlic too, but if you're going to use actual garlic, I would saute it first before putting it in here because we don't necessarily want raw garlic. Now I'm going to put some basil in here, and like all my mugs are great. Basil, parsley, black pepper, regular salt, that tomato paste can. I'm going to fill that with cold water, and I'm going to pour about half of it in here because we don't need it to be super duper, oh my god, thick like your thighs. Or at least my thighs, because my thighs are pretty thick. We're going to be dipping the pizza sticks in this, and it's going to be served cold. All right, we need a little bit more sugar. So let's go with another, we'll say another tablespoon of sugar. More salt, not a whole lot. I would go with a little bit more pepper. And definitely more basil. Travesty. I'm also going to add a little bit more garlic powder to this. And some more onion. Try again. I would call that a passable pizza sauce. Add a little bit more water. Thin it out just a little bit. Our oven beeped, so let's check it out. Ooh. We're looking good and crunchy there. I'm going to pull one out. So notice how it's starting to get a little golden on top. Part of that's the reason that I like the 0-calorie biscuit recipe is mainly because I'm fat and I love bread. They're just perfect for everything. Pull those out and we'll call it a day. So here is the real test. Here's my dough. There's the one I already pulled out. And here is the dip. Excuse you, I'm over here. Excuse you, thank you. It's like I'm talking to my cat. So I'm a genius. Thanks for watching.